Yes, guys. So, one of the commonly asked questions in rabbit farming is, why are my rabbits not conceiving? Why are my rabbits not getting pregnant? There are several reasons as to why your rabbits are not conceiving. And that is exactly what we are going to talk about today in this particular video. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for always supporting me, for always subscribing, for always watching, for always recommending, and for always sharing my content with your loved ones and friends. If you are new to this channel, or if this is your first time, ensure that you subscribe. But before I give you the reasons as to why your rabbits are not getting pregnant, I would like you to know that in rabbit farming, it is a game of numbers. What do I mean by it is a game of numbers? I mean, the more number of bunnies, that is the babies or the children, okay? The more number of bunnies you have, the more money you are going to make and the more profit you are going to get. But that entirely depends on how you are good at breeding, how you are good at making sure your rabbits give birth and take good care of the kids or the bunnies, because without the bunnies, the mothers, that is the does, they can't give you profit. Firstly, one of the reasons as to why your rabbits are not conceiving is poor nutrition. Just like it is in human being, if sometimes if you feel you are not getting pregnant and then you visit a fertility center, one of the questions that they will ask you is, what have you been eating? How is your nutrition like? They will ask and then make sure to check you properly, right? Now, the same thing happens in rabbit farming. In fact, in all animals. So, if your nutrition is bad, your rabbits are not going to get pregnant, they are not going to give you bunnies, and therefore you are going to make losses. So, talking about good nutrition, I know the commercial feed or the pellets are a bit expensive. So, most farmers tend to the grasses or the greens that surrounds us. Yes, the rabbit will eat it, but they will only be surviving. They will not get all the necessary nutrients that need for their proper growth, especially their reproductive system. So you want to feed them on grasses like brachiaria grass, okay, or alfalfa, or Mombasa grass, or I've also heard of turf grass, all right, super napier grass, all right, or I've heard of also Chloris Guyana, all right, and other grasses. We also have some legumes that you can give them. So what I'm trying to say is you give them grasses that are rich in protein, and also you give them vitamins and multivitamins. I think we will talk about this in the coming videos, okay, about the vitamins and the rest, how to give them, and we will talk about it. But what I'm trying to say, with good, I mean, grasses and also getting their vitamins and the rest, they grow very well and they will be able to give you good, or they will be able to give you more bunnies and you are going to make a lot of profit. Another reason as to why your rabbits are not conceiving is because you have not invested enough time into the entire process of rabbit breeding. Breeding is very important. You don't just pick the female rabbit, that is the doe, and then put it inside the cage of the male rabbit, that is the back, and then leave. No, you have to stand there and ensure that you see a successful breeding process. Majority of farmers are not aware of this. they pick the male rabbit and put it inside the female rabbit cage. That's quite unfortunate because rabbits are territorial animals. They mark their territories. So when you put a male rabbit inside the female's rabbit cage, it feels inferior. It will not be able to feel comfortable to a point that it can, it could not perform, or sometimes it may not perform to to the extent that, or to the standard that we want it to what perform. It cannot cross the, it may not cross the female properly, all right, because it feels inferior. The confidence is not there enough to do that. So we have to ensure that we rather pick the female rabbit and then put it inside the male's rabbit cage. I hope that is very clear. So once you do that, stand there for some time and make sure that the male rabbit falls off. When the breeding is successful, you will notice that the male rabbit will fall off after it has released its semen. The mistake I did was when I was crossing them. When I put the female rabbit inside the male rabbit cage, it was I think the male rabbit mounted like 4 to 5 times. Within like 5 minutes, I what? I removed the female rabbit from the male's cage. I was thinking now it has crossed. At the same time too, at that time, the male rabbit was still trying to mount the female. I was thinking it has done enough. So due to that, I removed the female, and result was not good. The result was negative. All right. So please make sure the male rabbit falls off after releasing the semen. Make sure, stand there and notice this before. Rabbits, most especially the females, some are very stubborn. Some may be running around inside the cage in a way that the males will be chasing it and cannot be able to mount it. So when you leave them, when you put the female rabbit inside the male's rabbit cage and you leave and go and do your own thing, you would think that they've crossed, but maybe they've not crossed each other, and therefore they are not going to get pregnant. So please make sure to stand there and then check, try and then see that all this process has taken place. Point number 3, another reason as to why your rabbits are not conceiving may be that you are breeding young rabbits. Rabbits that are less than 3 months old. So a rabbit typically comes of age at about 4 months, but it is usually advisable to wait until around 5 to 6 months. I've had an instances whereby some farmers have told me 6 months, another farmer also told me 5.5, and also another farmer told me also 5 months. So within this 5 to 6 months, uh, of within this 5 to 6 months old, depending on the type or the breed and also the weight of the rabbit. All right. So and also some rabbits grow faster and some also grow slower. So you should be keen on that as well. So by this time frame that I said, that is between 5 to 6 months, you can introduce the female rabbit to the male rabbit. Another thing you need to know is that rabbits have a reproductive system that does not necessarily have to wait for it to come on heat. So it means any day, anytime, you can utilize or you can cross them, but you have to make sure that the rabbits are of age, as I said, between the ages of 5 to 6 months. and also you should be able to check the what, make sure they are what, they've grown very well. All right, you should bear this in mind. So when you do that, the chances are high that they will conceive. And this age issue applies to both the male and the female. All right, and it is even appropriate that the male is or the male becomes a bit older and stronger than the female, so that it can what, cross the what, or it can perform its duties as it is expected. Moreover, you would want to ensure that your rabbits are breeding during the mornings and late in the evenings. Why so? Because during those times the weather or the temperature is low, the weather is cool. You see that the rabbit will be moving here and there, jumping, moving around. They have the energy to play at that time. So that time is good for them. Otherwise, if you cross them during the daytime, it's very hot. They are resting also, and they will not feel comfortable enough to be able to what, breed successfully. Point number 5. As I said earlier, some rabbits are extremely stubborn, especially the females. They keep on running up and down, making it difficult for the male to be able to cross it. So you want to help this process. What you are going to do is you can hold the ears of the female rabbit and then put it at one side. Okay, hold it and make sure it is steady so that the male can cross it. All right, and then this is done in goats, sheep, and other animals also. All right, and one thing also you need to bear in mind is that in Africa, in rabbit farming in Africa is difficult, or because artificial insemination is not common here. So you have to make sure you go through all this process that what we have talked about. The last reason as to why your rabbits are not conceiving could be inbreeding. That is, breeding or crossing rabbits that are from the same lineage. I think we have to find time and then talk about this. It's a bit in-depth knowledge, so we will find time and then talk about this in one session. But we have to make sure. I mean, inbreeding also affect the reproductive process of what, rabbits. So we have to make sure to avoid such mistakes. All right. Yes, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are new to this channel, please like this video and also subscribe to the channel. Hit on the bell so that you'll be notified anytime we upload a new video. Also, if you have any contribution or question, you can write it in the comment section down below and we will get back to you. We are all learning. As I said, I'm learning, and this my rabbit farm is going to be something bigger. This is just a beginning and we are learning a lot. So there are lots that will bring you in this journey. So let's do this together. Until then, take care. Peace.